Welcome back to Yellow Shirt Chat. Today we have special guest speaker Patrick Storch with the mortgage firm, top 1% mortgage lender in the country. And we're going to talk about the new Hometown Heroes, not just for heroes. It is available to anyone, but we're going to talk about program requirements and how you can qualify.
Thanks, Hector. Appreciate it. Yes, Hometown Heroes is back. Okay. Last year, the Hometown Heroes program was only for heroes, doctors, nurses, firemen, policemen, who are all heroes. But this year, they did a little twist to it, and they opened it up to all first-time home buyers. Okay. And a few months back, they released $100 million, and it went in like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So we all thought it was gone, but just last week or two ago, they just released another $36 million. Okay, this is going to go quick. I think there's about 30 million left right now. So what it is you get up to $35,000 given to you to use for your down payment, closing costs, and prepaids. Now, it is in the form of a second mortgage. We call it a silent second because you're going to forget about it. Why? Because there's no payment on it. We're going to give you up to $35,000, zero interest loan, and you can use that money to purchase a new home. Now, some great points about it. You have to be a first-time home buyer, okay? When you do this program, the interest rates are lower. When you do this program, the closing costs are lower. So more of the money that the state is giving you goes towards the closing costs, prepaids, and down payment. Now, you don't get the full $35,000, you get 5% of whatever your loan amount is, okay? Now, here's another beautiful thing about the program is normal down payment assistant programs, you can't make more than like $80,000, $90,000 a year. This program, you can make up to $130,000 a year. That opens up to a lot more buyers, okay? So we're gonna give you, let's just say you qualify for $20,000. We're going to give it to you in the form of a second mortgage. It's a zero interest loan. You do have to pay it back. No interest. And you got to pay it back before 30 years.
Is there a down payment requirement, or can someone put 10% down, 20% down and still qualify for the program?
Great. You can put down as much money as you need, as you want to put down. As long as you're a first-time home buyer. Definition of a first-time home buyer is you've not owned a home in the last 3 years. A second mortgage is a zero interest loan, okay? Now, you do have to pay it back. You don't have to pay it back for 30 years, but if you move out of the house as your primary residence, you got to pay it back.
Okay.
If you refinance the house, okay, you got to pay it back. And obviously, if you sell the house, you have to pay it back.
And what if you lease the house to someone?
It's a great question. If you lease the house, it's not your primary residence anymore, you got to pay it back.
Understood. I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, they're giving you money with the expectation that it is your primary residence. So fair enough. Now, as far as the employer requirements, does the person's employer have to be in the state of Florida, or can they just work remotely and live here?
Right. So that's a couple changes to the program. Number one, the company has to be a Florida-based company, and or they have to have what we call brick and mortar. They have to have an office here in the state of Florida. That's the number one requirement. So if you're a remote employee and your office is in California but you work here, then that would not work. Okay? Have to have brick and mortar in the state of Florida. That's number one. Number two, you got to be a full-time employee. You can't be a part-time employee. Got to be full-time in order to qualify for this for the money. Number three, kind of a little problem with the file is because you have to be a full-time employee, people who are on Social Security and disability and things like that, unfortunately, they're not qualifying for this program because they're not a Florida company and working full-time.
Understood. Okay. All right, guys. So for any questions regarding Hometown Heroes, again, it's available to the masses at this point. $6 million is gone in 1 week, so we can anticipate, based on the current volume, that in the next 4 to 5 weeks, it could be over with. So you want to take advantage of this program now. Again, our contact information is below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Like and subscribe for more.